Hey, I'm Cameron McKenzie, Editor-in-Chief at theserverside.com, and I wanted to show you how to force a git pull. Now, I should say there is no git force pull command. What I'm going to do is I'm going to perform a number of commands that would simulate the effect of doing a git pull force. Now, as you can see, I've got a GitHub repository and I've got a clone of that repository over here, but they're out of sync. You notice there's a Devo file here, there's no Devo file over here, there's a Freddy file here, there's no Freddy file over here, and this Carol file has been updated on both branches, on both environments, but they've never been synced together. And as a result, if I try and do a git pull operation, you'll notice that I get a merge conflict, and that's why I want to force this pull. Now, to get out of this situation, I'm going to do a git reset hard. That takes me back to where I was before I tried to do that git pull from origin. And before I do this git pull force set of operations, there's a couple of things you want to do. First thing you want to do is stash all of your uncommitted changes. Now, I don't have any over here, so that it says no local changes to save, but if you do, stash them. Secondly, we're going to lose the commit histories on this particular branch, so you might want to create a backup branch of all of the files on here. That's easily done. You just say git branch, backup main, backup master, and now we actually have a backup branch where all of these files are going to sit on it. I can get to that backup branch with all of those files at any point in time in the future. Now, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we've got all of the latest changes from this particular GitHub environment, this remote environment over on our local machines. We do a git fetch, and we use the all switch so that everything is going to be fetched locally. Now, with the git pull origin I did previously, that would have done it, but if you hadn't done that, that's definitely a command that you would want to run. Now, I'm going to do a git branch -a to take a look at all the branches that I have, and it's this branch origin main that I want to do the git pull force on. So there is no git pull force. What you can do is you can do a git reset, do a hard reset, which will wipe out this entire file system here and put all of the files that are in main on it. There is an exception with uncommitted files, untracked files will remain in there, but otherwise we will be replacing the current main branch here, or master branch, with all of the files that are on the server. And we have to provide the name of that branch, so it's origin/main. And of course, if we were trying to replace this with any other branch, we would just provide the name of that branch. But git reset hard origin main, you'll notice that as soon as I run this, the Freddy file will disappear, the Devo file will appear, and the changes that are in this Carol HTML file will be in the Carol HTML file on the client side, which is not the current case. Okay, so I run the command. Head is now at a different commit ID, but you will notice we no longer have that Freddy file. We do have devo.html, and if I take a look at the Carol file over here, goodbye world, that's exactly what is in the Carol file over here, goodbye world. Although if I actually switch to the backup branch, so git switch backup branch, did an ls, you would notice that we've got the carol.html file from before we did the git pull force, and if I take a look at its content, you notice that it's not the same as the Carol file that's on the server. That's goodbye world right there. Here we have hello beautiful world. And so that is just further proof that indeed what I have done is I have forced a pull of this content here into the current main or master branch without regard to what was there previously. Now, if you enjoyed that tutorial, why don't you head over to theserverside.com. I'm the editor-in-chief over there. We got lots of great tutorials on Git and various DevOps tools. If you're interested in my personal antics, you can follow me on Twitter at CameronMCNZ. And if you appreciate these quick, to the point, and fairly brief video tutorials on often complex topics, why don't you subscribe on the YouTube?